binomial first, if you can. Check for that. See if there's something you can factor out. Next, check for one of the special patterns. Okay?
There's a special.
You want to give me a recap on yesterday?
Mom's special.
The special patterns are these right here. We've got 3. We've got difference of 2 squares. Do you have that?
That one's easy. Why don't we have a sum of 2 squares?
We did both. We did difference of 2 squares, then we went to sum or difference of 2 cubes.
So where's sum of 2 squares?
Huh?
Where's sum of 2 squares?
But there isn't a thing for that. You can't factor that.
Oh. That's not it.
So check for one of these special patterns and
No.
see if you have that. If not, if you have 3 terms, you can go back to that normal factoring.
Hold on, let's calm down for just a second.
Oh yeah, you might want to put those up.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm catching up from this.
I'm gonna leave those up for a while we're doing this too.
You should leave them up for the test.
I might.
We should have an open.
This is the one I really want you to have memorized. These 2, I don't care so much, but this one, you use it so much, especially if you go on to like pre-cal, calculus. You're gonna be doing factoring all the time, and you gotta know this one. It just pops up so much, and in this class too later. Okay, so
Let's say difference of 2. What's the bottom one? 2 cubes.
2 cube. Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's tucked in, but it looks like a cube.
tucked in.
Apostrophe. All right, difference of 2 cubes, difference of sum of 2 cubes, difference of 2 squares. We've got those are all special. We've got so many different kinds of factoring. The next one we're gonna look for is, can I erase this? We're gonna look at factor by grouping. I don't know if you remember this from Algebra 1. It's been a long time.
What's the other 5.4?
So really, it might be helpful for you to have a page in your notes.
What was the other thing that was on the board?
I always just check for any of these patterns.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yeah,
Was the
I wrote
second
those
thing.
down.
It was like just check to see if you have any of these. It'd be great if you just made yourself a little page that had all your different kinds of factoring, so that when you're doing assignments, you can be like, okay, which one do I have? Do I need to use this? This is when we've got 4 terms. Okay. These for 2 terms, and then minus, plus, minus. You're just looking for patterns. You want to recognize all these different kinds of patterns for factoring, because there's not a one-size-fits-all method for factoring. There's so many different ways you need to go about doing it depending on what you have. Okay, so factor by grouping.
So like, there's not like one that will always work.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
You have to know how to pick the right method.
This is painful. Trash.
It's like a puzzle game.
I quit.
And I would say, I don't know what to call this one, but if you have like I've said, something like this, it doesn't work. No, that's for when you have 3 terms, okay, and you've got x squared, x. You check, you could do factoring this way when you have 3 terms, where we do multiples of 3 that add up to give me 4. If you have 2 terms, check for this. Factor by grouping is for 4 terms.
We played them on the 23rd.
Jesus. I was like, I keep smelling cologne. Like someone's cologne is really strong. I just keep smelling it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
They're posted on the days that we play them. No. They all were. No, Batman, but they were. Province was the only one.
All right, factor by grouping is when you have 4 terms, and what you're going to look for is a common monomial between the first 2, and then a common monomial between the second 2. So sometimes I just draw this little dotted line. Or you just draw a line or whatever just to separate it. So we're going to look at the first side and look, is there a common monomial we can factor
X
out?
squared.
Yeah, x squared is the biggest one. We want the greatest one. So
Yeah,
you would
buddy.
take this and reverse the reverse of the distributive property, right? Our undistributed property. If we take x squared out of this, we're left with just x.
Yeah.
And we take x squared out of this, we're left with x plus 3.
What?
How did you get
Now, the 3? This is 3x squared, so if I
Yeah, but
divide
we
out this x squared, I'm just left with
So you're
3.
gonna take negative 7 out of this?
Yes! Good job. So Kinley said she recognized that negative 7 is the common factor here. So I'm going to write minus 7. If it was positive, you would need to put a plus here, okay? And then I divide this by negative 7, I'm just left with x.
Positive 3.
If I divide negative 21 by negative 7, I'm left with positive 3. And that's the goal. You want to make sure that this and this match.
It's actually
You can't even read this, these, can you?
it's yummy. These need to match.
These two need to be the same. Okay. Try to track with me right now, because this is kind of a big concept to grasp, okay? This whole thing right here is one term, right? X squared times this. Think of this as one whole term. Minus this whole term, right? Imagine that this was like this term minus this term. What is the greatest common factor between these two terms?
X plus 3.
X plus 3, good. So if I take x plus 3 out, what am I left with?
X squared minus 7.
Beautiful. So we take
No,
out
wait.
x squared, we take out x plus 3, take that out, and then I'm left with x squared minus 7. This is your,
I don't know.
this is your factored binomials. Let me see if we're gonna take it farther.
Asking for a friend. How do you do that?
Oh, okay, I see.
How do you get there?
Yeah, buddy.
From here to here?
Pain and suffering.
Okay, I just explained to you the math behind it, why this works. If you want to make a note, just like a trick, write this one time, and then you write down these two numbers. Okay.
Okay.
You just write this one,
It's
write
always
this
the day I
one
miss.
time, and then write down these two numbers right here.
Right, one of the matches and then write the outside.
Yeah, and put
This
them
might be the
together.
day I need to take notes.
For our purposes right now, do you recognize a pattern here?
Yeah, gotcha.
Plus and
Kind of.
minus.
It'd be like
Plus
the
and minus
x minus
gives A
7
squared, B
plus
squared.
7 thing.
Well, it's supposed to be the square root of 7, right?
It's like the difference of two squares.
Yeah, this is the difference of two squares. Right now, we're not yet to doing this with numbers that don't have a perfect square root.
Oh no, bro.
Where we are in the book, I would like you to know how to do this. So if you stopped here because you're like 7 doesn't have a square root, I can't do anything, that's okay. Like if this was 16, how would we,
It'd be x plus 4 minus 4.
x minus 4, yeah. So if this was something, eventually we'll get to where we'll say we can still factor this and it would just be x plus 3 times x plus 7 times, square root 7, x minus square root 7. Because we don't know what that is, it's like a never-ending decimal.
We don't need that.
So we'll write that, yeah. For this lesson, it's okay if you stop here when you can't take the square root, but eventually, you'll need to do that.
So if it was any
Plus.
number that was like you can like divide in 2, then you would still factor it out like right now.
Yeah, not divide by 2, but take square root.
Square root.
So like, if you get any of these, this is my square root wall. So if you get any of these numbers, you can take the square root of it and you can keep going. But if it's not one of these, you can just stop there. And these are my, if you need them,
Yep.
third roots here. Okay.
At the very
Okay.
No.
Should I give you one to practice? Let's give you one to practice.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I
Absolutely.
would gladly.
Oh, your
do some
cheeks were just
practice.
in the camera.
Oh, it's been like the last 3 days.
I was scared. I don't know who did that.
It was me.
Okay, good.
Not me.
Nah, it was me.
Cave with
Extendo
the long
orange.
It was a group effort.
As a T word.
Oh yeah, Bellamy. How hard is our research ever gonna be? I heard that she has
I know
to
it's so
do
hot
it.
here now.
Don't feel bad.
It's cause you're in here.
Thank you.
Don't write on me.
It's over the person who did the art of the
Huh?
mouse. That's over the person who did the art of the
Ooh, I don't remember who I did that on. Oh, I did.
Oh, you did HP Lovecraft.
Again,
No,
I
it's
don't know
actually.
if
I
anyone
did
has
like that,
checked the
independent
quarter
guy.
lesson plan at all. No one's looked at that.
You're
You
screwed.
do look
I
at
know,
it.
I'm talking.
You change
I
it.
think I'm gonna
Going to.
add an extra day for this
To
lesson.
HP.
So I'll
So
share.
easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, can I switch to HP Lovecraft, please?
He is so easy.
You're a little late to the party, Jake.
Okay.
I literally have Mrs.
See if
Wrinkle's
you can do
daughter's
this
paper.
If the gym's empty, we'll go in there and lunch.
So what we do is we split it.
Have engineer.
Whoa, Miss Brown.
Oh.
Cancels out.
We got
Oh!
beans, greens, tomatoes.
If you divide y squared by y squared, what do you have?
Why?
One.
One.
So
Oh.
Yeah, one.
So you get.
Two plus
Greens,
one.
beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
Because remember, that's the coefficient in front of that.
When
Jake, Cade, practice.
you do this and you do.
Practice these. You need to practice. This is just like a sport, like anything else. You have to practice to get better.
I don't practice.
Every skill is the same, no matter what the skill is. You have to practice
Oh,
it.
they're
to
the
get better.
same.
They're not the same.
Perfect. Okay, what's the next step? And
The
since
difference
this is positive,
is
put a plus
one's
there.
imaginary and one actually you can
Thing
see.
is, I did it wrong because I don't know what I'm doing.
Out and you write it one time.
I don't know what I'm doing either, so I'm not going
And then you
to.
write in another
Oh
set of
wait,
parentheses.
I'm just
Oh,
done.
that's the thing. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, beautiful.
And
This?
then put a plus there.
Miss Brown, check it out.
Sorry.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's what I got.
Makes sense.
Yay!
I don't like
That's
this
too
at all.
easy. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Hey, which one is
This
this?
is trash.
Huh?
I got
1 squared plus 3 and 3y plus 1.
I got bananas, grenini.
Okay.
Change
I don't know what I'm doing.
Let me see.
Did you get this?
Huh?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I got it.
Okay, what the heck am I doing? Why'd you do 9?
Nine's on the.
But
It's
since
3.
this is a plus, we wouldn't even be able to do anything.
Yeah, why'd you write
There's a
9?
minus, we could keep going,
I'm still
but
confused as crap.
You wanna look at my
You can't divide
You're
it by three.
confused.
yeah, look at,
I'm stuck.
see where you got.
So you write 3 instead of 9, and then it would just kind of like
Where?
fall into place.
And then we do the
Doesn't hear.
assumption.
No, today.
That's what this is.
Why did I write an X?
I got it too, and I just wrote one.
Can you work that
Are
one
you
out?
frying yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Here, Jake, I'll also work it out up here. So we factored
I'm
out,
surprised this hasn't made you,
Y
because it's about to make me.
Oh.
when we factor y squared out of this, we
Oh,
are
for
left
sure.
with a 1. That might be what was tricky.
Well, no, I had the 1. I just put the 3 in front of the Y too. I just didn't know where to put. I just didn't know where to put the 3. Yeah.
You
This
use
3?
9.
This 3?
On the other one.
So we divide this
Okay.
both by
This
3,
side, not
and
9
this
over here.
we get a 1 also, because 3 divided by 3 is a 1.
Oh.
And then this is
Yeah,
our
we
common
did that.
thing that we factor out. So we got 3y, we write it one time, and then we write what's left in another set of parentheses.
Does it matter which way it goes?
No, because
Okay.
multiplication is commutative. You can move it around.
Girl, how do they figure this out?
It's
This is
not
kind of
chemistry.
cool. Like, the way it's like,
I love factor by grouping. It's actually one of my favorite ones.
Chemistry's like a cuss word.
Yeah, chemistry is a cuss word. It should be. It's like
I'm gonna do.
unholy.
Can I do another one?
go for it, yes.
Okay, we all have to. Oh,
I
what
don't
y'all
like
wait for
this.
in the cereal thing?
Oh, Frosted
What
Flakes.
am I gonna ever use?
Wait, what is it between?
Lucky Charms and Frosted
Lucky
Flakes.
Charms. You put
You're
Frosted
not.
Flakes?
You just
Yeah, 'cause
have
I
to
want
pass
Cinnamon
this
Toast
class
Crunch to
move
win.
on.
No, I don't want
This
it.
is just give us some hundreds and call it good.
Lucky is it? Was it winning?
Yes.
Lucky.
No, Lucky's not winning.
Yeah, but they were first here.
Yeah, we're first. I'm just saying, Cinnamon Toast Crunch needs to come out on top.
Lucky's way better. Lucky Charms are way better.
Okay, you know, I'm gonna bring
Wait,
both
was that
cereals to
Frosted
school one
Flakes or
day,
Lucky
and we're gonna have a
Charms?
contest.
We are. And then
Lucky
I'll
Charms is
bring
gonna
chocolate.
win.
Yeah,
Right.
Lucky Charms is gonna win.
do it. You want the ball?
Yeah.
Why did I put this in parentheses?
I was very
Why did I do that?
You're working the last
She's like, I'm already confused. Now you get that.
Someone want this piece at the table.
Here you go.
Okay, so we have 4 terms. Occasionally, you might have to like rearrange the terms, but I really try to not give you any where you have to rearrange them.
Wait, there's no square.
She makes you mad enough. I'm just gonna
There
shut
is,
this out.
but we have 4 terms. So let's see if we can do factor by grouping without changing anything. So draw your little line down the center if you want to. I always just do that so I can think I'm splitting it into 2 pieces. So what would be the common thing here?
Z
Z to
cubed.
the third. Z to the third, because it's the biggest power of z that we can take out of both of
Yep.
those.
Yep.
Z to the third. So I'm just left with a z minus 2.
Oh, what goes into that? No.
Miss Brown,
27.
I know what you're doing.
This is still
I
trash.
don't.
I already got the answer.
It's just 2, right?
Huh? I got the answer all
It's
of
just
that.
2.
Well, think about we're trying to get this.
Yes.
So check to see if we can if
It's
54
just-
divided by
it's just-
27.
I bet it is.
Bet it is.
I went to 9, but that doesn't make sense.
I saw what you did there.
Actually, 9 does make
27
Yeah,
is
9
the
makes sense,
greatest
but you have to
common
get
factor,
2.
right?
Oh,
So- But we want this to become negative, right? Because we want this to match. So let's factor out negative 27.
I
Okay.
figured it too.
Negative 27. We're left with z right here. Minus, yeah, because this divided by negative becomes negative.
And I got the greatest thing between that is.
Wait, don't say it, let her work it out.
Period.
Okay.
This is weird.
So we've got, this is the greatest common factor
Yeah,
now,
maybe-
we take that
maybe
out,
z
write it
plus
one
2.
time, the z minus 2.
Wait.
And then we take these two, and we put these two together. Oh, sorry, z.
Can you do 27 cubed?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Don't
Do-
tell
What
me.
do you notice,
Is that
Jack?
okay?
What, do you see a special pattern?
Hold on, I'm so
I
confused.
see a cube.
Cubed.
What do you see?
Wait, Miss Brown, just one second.
difference
Oh,
of
it's the
two
difference of-
cubes.
Yeah, so this is not yet factored completely. We're only halfway there. Yeah, so this is the difference of two cubes pattern.
Oh,
Diff
I
of
have a
two
question.
cubes.
No wonder
On
it's
the
the
other example, the 3y cubed plus y squared
So
plus
then
9y
you
plus 3,
Uh-huh.
whenever you did the division or whatever on the second part of the equation, the 9y went down to 3,
Uh-huh.
but whenever you divided the 27 by 27 and the 54 by 27, you didn't change the 27.
Oh,
What the
there is a 1 in front of the z, because it was just left with z. I did change it. So this just,
But the other one was 9y, but you changed the 9 to a 3.
because I divided it by 3. I divided this by 27, I get z.
where do you get?
I divide 9 by 3, I get.
Where do you get z cubed?
So why'd you not do the same thing with 27?
I did the exact same thing. Wow.
Come here.
How do you find?
Come
This,
here.
I
this
think
was
my dad's-
9y, right?
Uh-huh.
You divided everything by 9y.
No, I
Which
divided
one?
everything by 3. 3 is what I took out.
So you divided everything by.
By 27.
So then why isn't that 1?
It is 1, it's right
Squish
here
it.
in front of the z.
So I think the full thing worked out.
What's in here is what's left. So 9y divided by this gives me 3y. 27z.
I have oranges in my cup. They were the
They
juiciest
go
oranges I've ever
Why did you
had.
go hard to the
That either's gonna go over there.
I did the exact same process. I divided this by 3,
That's
and
ideal.
that's what's left. I divided this by 27.
Still did a good grade.
Why did
That's
this
it.
one?
It did change.
No, why did this one change and why did this one?
Because this is the number you're dividing by. I didn't divide this by 9. I can't divide this by 9. I
Eggs and
divided it by
mushrooms. Eggs and bacon.
This one I can divide both 54 and 27
It's
by
just,
27.
it's just.
So I used that number.
They're good.
The number in front of this one is actually the greatest common factor.
Which
The
one?
9 isn't. It's only 3.
So what?
Okay. So keep going with this. Use this pattern. We practiced
Oh, so
this
one-
yesterday. Okay, so this pattern, what is B if we have 27?
30.
3. You see that the cubed root of 27 is 3, and you can always check the wall here. So this is, I'm just gonna write to the side, z to the third minus 3 to the third, okay? So our B is 3. So we just use the formula, bring down this, and we're gonna break this down. So we've got z minus 3 times, so now we do that right there, z squared minus a times b, z times 3, I'm sorry, this is plus,
And I was like, what?
my bad, plus 3z plus 3 squared, which is 9.
Hey, yeah.
This is why physics is better than math.
I got that.
I got it until you did that.
What's the entire point of this?
So you have to
Derek
figure
isn't
out
one.
here what a and b are, then just plug them straight into this.
So can you simplify that?
No, this is done.
How'd you figure out
I
what
thought
A and B
earlier
are?
you said you leave it as like this.
Yeah.
The negative, this, remember when we did
A and B,
the
I would
it's the
fill
two
mine
cubes.
all,
So
but
since
I don't
z
know.
to the cube is, that's your A,
Oh, but
and then negative
this is
27
cubed. This is if it would be
how would you
squared.
say
This is cubed up.
cubed, that one up there, the 3 to the square root of 27,
He's gonna pass
that
all
one
mine.
is the other B.
Factor
I don't think you got that, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna give you one just like this to practice, and then I will give you your assignment. I'm gonna stop there and not try to push
Come back
any
to
more.
You could be a math.
No, I was saying you are.
Remember,
I am
I already want
good.
to take a jackhammer to my brain,
All my
so.
students failed.
Oh, you got. Madison, would you mind opening that?
If I were to become a teacher, what would it be?
You don't really get a kid, Jack. I will be a good
Okay, I'm not good with kids because the kids aren't good with me. I was bullied by those kids. I was the one in trouble.
Yeah, this little kid,
Yeah, I know.
he was like,
They're
you
kind
can't
of
mix the Play-Doh.
You know
I'm like,
that
I'm not
at
mixing
Academy,
it. And we were just like set, he like had a turtle, he had this
But the
little kids.
refill
We
is
put it
like,
on
it's
the
just
thing,
lead
but he was
balls.
like, you can't mix
Really
it.
big
He
lead
went and told
balls.
on us. And she was like,
No.
I know they're
There's
not
a
mixing
set
because Miss
that
Travers
they
already
sell.
knew.
Yeah.
It's got
And
two
literally
buckshot
went to
bullets
us.
in it.
We're like,
That's
okay,
what-
Dad's in it.
Well, if you
You can
just
hold it
put
in
a
that
tiny bit of
one
it
shell.
on a little thing of Play-Doh, and
There-
Mrs. Wrinkle
there
sees
is
it,
shells
she'll
that
call
are
you out in front of
specifically
everyone.
that.
Okay.
A few pellets of buckshot.
There's one that I saw.
What happened? There's one thing that happened, and I was like,
It's like, bro,
just
what
blown
the
away
You
by
need to
it.
kill anything and everything.
Two of the kids.
There's a guy that
Jesse just beat me
James
last night.
freaking Charles. Yes.
Did you see
Alright.
James
Yes,
beat
it was
real?
messed up. That was messed up. I actually
You
saw him
guys
in the
try
bathroom.
this one. Make sure you understand how to.
You need to talk to